Hi Akshay, I am Sanchit Malik. I am co-founder and CEO of Pazcare.
एक मिनट रुक जाओ, रेडी होने दो. चलो ये कर लेते हैं. दिस कुड बी अ ग्रेट इंट्रो.
Growing up in a small town, Hisar in Haryana, Sanchit Malik never had small dreams. In fact, he ended up launching his first startup while still in college. His next startup was launched soon after he graduated when he was waiting to join the company that had recruited him on campus. This startup was Townscript, an event ticketing and management platform that solved problems for event organizers. And as a young entrepreneur, he did everything right and wrong that young entrepreneurs do. Basically, a mix of high energy hustle and naivety. That startup eventually got acquired by Bookmyshow, and it was in 2020 when, armed with more wisdom and money behind him, he decided to launch his current venture, Pazcare, that was operating in a much bigger market of employee health insurance. Pazcare is a full stack partner to corporates, allowing them to offer frictionless health and wellness benefits to their employees and thereby increasing engagement and loyalty. Here's Sanchit telling Akshay Datt about his amazing entrepreneurial journey.
A quote from Winston Churchill, right? If you're going through hell, keep going. So, and we ended up starting this company called Padharo. So this was in 2011, 12 actually, somewhere around that time. Padharo was a greeter service for foreigners who come to India. It was like today you can correlate it with something like Airbnb experiences, right? So I mean, Airbnb started it much later. We were like much ahead of the time of our time, right? It was a marketplace where you have a somebody who's showing the experience and then somebody who is availing the experience, and especially from foreigners who are coming to India. And we actually were able to serve 15-20 customers, and all foreigners, by the way. So we were pretty decently popular on TripAdvisor, right? And at that time, travel industry was actually booming up, and people loved what we were doing. And we got a lot of coverage from media also. I mean, because the idea was pretty ahead of the times, and then BBC featured us from Your Story and all of these guys. Also, I mean, Times of India and all of these guys featured us. So that was one. I mean, whatever I feel I'm doing today, I think that Padharo is the biggest trigger point. And that's when I was being guided by my mentor, Mohit Garg. And I was looking for different ideas in like waste management and similar kind of this thing, right? So then he connected me with one of his acquaintances, Sachin Sharma, who had just started Townscript as an events networking app, right? So in this was in 2013, and he said like, why don't you guys try see and work together for some time, right? So I joined Sachin, and my previous startup was in travel space, and then this was in events, which is like both of them go hand in hand. And then I was very passionate at that time. I mean, today I have like experience and some energy, some bit of good amount of energy. I won't say I have less energy, but at that time it was zero experience and infinite amount of energy, right? So you're just straight out of college. You feel that you can do anything in life. So so yeah, and I met Sachin, and I said like, I think we'll be able to pull this off. And then we started working on this company called Townscript, which is a DIY events platform. You can come on our website and set up your events ticketing page within few minutes and start selling tickets online, right?
with
So
payment integration.
with payments integration and all of that, right? and and this we started in August. So July I finished my college. August I joined Sachin in 2013, and December was my joining date. And then I was very nervous at that time because I was like taking almost like 10-15,000 rupees. At that time money was not easily available, right? And you leave a good job and very branded, I mean good branded organization as well, right? Very famous. And then I still remember the time dropped them an email to the HR that, hey, I'm not joining. Yeah, that's yeah.
But what was the traction at that time that made you feel कि हाँ ये scale होएगा? And did you see it as a Indian company or as a global company from day one? Like, what was the product vision at that time? Like, tell me about that.
See, honestly speaking, at that point of time, I was more about कुछ तो life में करना है than then figuring out about what the market is and all of that, right? So I mean, you was very naive, right? Let's be honest to ourselves. So the only thing was I want to do something different. I mean, I felt like, hey, even if I want join a job, right? So I mean, money and all is okay. I mean, I'm thankful to my parents also. And my family, because they allowed me to do that at that point of time. They were a little nervous initially, but I think sometimes, I mean, I did not have any liabilities and all of that. So I think you need to have gratitude to that also. Some people who might be much smarter than me are not able to do that because they have liabilities, right? So I mean, that way I was lucky, right? So I could take that financial risk that, hey, anyways, I'm going to make like some amount of money, which is okay. I mean, I'm blessed to be in a good family, right? And I can take this financial risk. And
Uh-huh.
then
Well, you
I
knew you'll not be out on the road like.
no, I mean, luckily I belong to a decent family, right? So I mean, and I acknowledge that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to do, right? So I had friends who were smarter than me, but they had some liabilities and they could not think of starting it up, right? So I think you should acknowledge that, right? So yeah. So but then I thought like, hey, let's give it a shot. Let's try to do something different. Let's be let's I mean, Mindtickle was backed by Excel at that time, and I was very inspired by what they were doing, and why don't I follow their footsteps, which is very unique, and which was little ahead of that time also. So we started Townscript, and the vision was to build the vision was that, hey, there are e-commerce platforms like Flipkarts, or there was no Amazon at that time, there was only Flipkart, Snapdeal. And then we started seeing some other type of e-commerce platforms as well, adjacent, right? Like the Mintras and Baby Chakra and the First Cries of the world, right? And we thought like there will be an e-commerce platform for events as well, right? So where you can go and set up your events and start selling tickets instantly. And there was nothing substantial at that point of time. There was this company called Bookmyshow, which is primarily a large entertainment platform, but they did not have the DIY events platform where you can come and start selling for small creators like you and me. And we thought like this is going to be big and it's a huge market. That's what it seemed at that point of time, and we started sort of building for India at that time. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it is a huge market, right? I think there's Events Bright in the US, which is like a pretty big company in the space, and then there's Explara also, I think, in that space.
Yes. So Explara was our direct competitor in India, and Eventbrite actually is a US based company. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Yeah, we were building Eventbrite of India actually. Yeah.
Got it. And what was your role in that? You were not a like a coder or a techie, right? So what were you doing?
Yeah, I was the go-to-market co-founder, right? Looking at the go-to-market. So, and so much of we built it. I mean, we raised money from Mohit Garg. He was our first investor to give us money, and then we raised some more amount of money from group of angels, and I was looking after the whole go-to-market, building sales engine, building marketing and support. Initially, I was the one-man army. Slowly, I started building teams around that. Yeah.
Okay. So what was the monetization for them? Like they would keep 5, 10, or 15 or 20, something like that, some percentage of the ticket price.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, even today. Yeah. So we take a percentage of the ticket commission, right? For free events, we're free. We're free to set up. Yeah, that's the model. And now, as the company grew, I mean, the company today does more than 5 million ticket sales annually. It's the largest platform today in its segment. So we introduce lots of auxiliary services.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about how you went about building, like how you went about doing the go to market. I mean, that's what you were looking after. So, how did you find people who would sign up? Did you try and get large deals with large event organizers, or did you try and create a community of small people doing small events, or like, what was the strategy?
Yeah, so what I loved about Townscript was that the business had a lot of virality in the product, right? So if you start using my platform, people will see people will book tickets through that platform, and the other competitors of yours will also see that what you are using, right? So the strategy I followed was that first I focused on segments. So I still remember how I carved out the strategy. That was, I will go segment by segment, right? And we'll follow that. There was conferences, marathons, and different sets of events that used to happen. And
Like
in
business, sports, entertainment, music,
correct,
like.
correct, and startup and all of that. So, and I started focusing on one of those segments where my existing competition was not very strong, and to and in
Existing competition is Explorer, like
yeah,
that's.
somebody like Explorer, right? So there were a couple of other guys also at that time. I think I have very fond memories of competing with them. So now I've moved out, so I look it as a great experience. So yeah, so built a very strong moat in few of the channels, right? So if you ask any marathon runner today in India, right, I'm 100% sure he knows about Townscript. So we are the largest platform. We have the 80% of the market share. Then I started focusing on the influencer events in each segment. For example, Your Stories Tech Sparks today uses Townscript exclusively. Then we built a great events in tech conferences also, right? So we built a great reach there also. All your RubyConf, GopherCon, likes of that, all of those conferences are using Townscript even today, right? And then we grew crazily year on year. I mean, at its peak, we were actually doing $2 million worth of tickets per month.
Wow.
Yeah,
And your margin would be like single digit percentage or more than that?
yeah. So our margin started from 5%, right? So and then, like for example, at the time I was there, so I created auxiliary services around that, and our margins started increasing from 5% to actually 35 to 40%. Yeah,
Okay, depending on the add-ons.
that we started giving to our customers. Yeah,
So,
so
what were these add-ons like?
yeah, let's say we are talking about marathon, right? So in marathon, I became a marketplace where I started charging you to sell more. I mean, I had the subscriber base, huge subscriber base. Then
So, as
we
in, you
st-
would do like a email campaign and
and
tell them.
marketing show you top on my website also. Run an ad on my website, right?
Mhm.
And then
You used to get like traffic of people who are just looking for events, or would the
yeah,
traffic come to specific event pages only? Like,
no. So I mean, for particular segment, right? Marathons means Townscript today in India. So people
okay,
just come to
okay.
search for marathons also, right? So we
Okay.
became a brand, like you said,
It
Eventbrite, right?
it
So we became a brand. Yeah.
so it became a discovery platform, and because it was a discovery platform, so you could monetize by selling ads.
Correct. So then I started making on transaction. I started making money on through ads, and not only that, I went into servicing. Right, we actually became an timing company as well. So like all your runners get a timed chip. We were the suppliers for that. So I mean, we started owning almost the whole experience only after some point of time, and the results of the marathon used to get declared on our website. I mean, we started going very deep, vertically deeper in, and that's where my margin started increasing from 5 to actually 40-50%. Sometimes people start saying that, hey, why don't you only do it the event for me? I mean, that I took so deep in terms of the this thing execution.
So essentially, you found niches, and for that niche, you kept bringing everything to your platform, like kept creating technology to solve all the various things that they were doing, be it declaring results, be it timing, whatever it is. And so for each niche, you kept building more solutions to capture more of their pain areas that they were currently doing manually.
Yeah, first what I did was I focused on making my platform very popular in a particular segment. So if you see my services, right, my ticketing system is my son of the solar system, and all my auxiliary services revolved around ticketing. So ticketing was my main entry point, and I made sure that I'm the best in that. So we built a very amazing platform, the highest reach. Then second was building a discovery platform where people start discovering. and then auxiliary services. Once you build this hook of great self-service platform plus discovery platform. So yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah, that's been sort of the journey there. Yeah.
Did you also have to spend on customer acquisition, like spend as in digital ads, like?
B2B we did not. B2C we used to. Yeah.
But
Some.
why? Like, wasn't the understanding that if someone is listing an event, then they'll only market it, or you were marketing it to drive it as a discovery
We
platform?
used to help them also to sell more tickets. Yeah.
And this would again give you better margin if you were like doing performance ads for them.
Right. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. So, by the time you were thinking of moving out, what was the scale like, and what kind of stage did you leave it at? Like, what did was there like an ARR that you can share, or like how big was it like?
Yeah. So actually, our company was bought over by Bookmyshow in 2017.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a very interesting point in our journey, also, right? We feel proud that we were able to get an exit to all our investors and we were able to monetize a little bit for ourselves. And in 2017, Bookmyshow came in and bought majority and also did investment in the company. Then I had a 3 years
So
lock in
how
actually.
did that come about? Like you were looking to raise funds and they came in, or like what drove that? What was the trigger for it? Like,
So, I mean, I think Bookmyshow knew about us, that we are there in the market and we are doing a good job. And they liked, and the founders also liked what we were building, and they liked us also as a team. And yeah, so we were actually looking out, and there was somebody who was actually a connector between both of us. And we initiated the discussion, and they were very quick to move. And they also wanted to get into this space. And yeah, I mean, Ashish as an entrepreneur is very fast moving. So once he saw that, hey, why to do it ourselves when these guys have done a decent amount of job already for last 4 or 5 years? So why don't we sort of support them? So then it moved very quickly. Yeah, yeah. They knew about us. Yeah. And we were actually got few of the customers also, like Comic Cons, all of them. Actually, they started preferring us as the preferred partner. Actually, yeah,
hmm, got it. Okay. And this was obviously pretty complementary to what they were doing. So there was
yeah,
a
yeah.
great amount of synergy. Hmm.
Correct. Yeah. They wanted to
How
do it by
much?
themselves. Yeah.
How much did they acquire you for? Like, if you're at Liberty,
So we have not disclosed
the
the
valuation.
valuation, but what we have disclosed it that it was an all cash deal. There was no stock exchange. So,
Ah, wow, amazing.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So that was
okay.
yeah. Yeah.
So, and you had a 3 year lock in period, so which is why you stuck around till 2020.
Yeah. So that was one thing, and then we built Townscript while being there as well, and it was a great journey. After that, also learned a lot from the Book My Show leadership, and especially Ashish. I mean, how large businesses are built. And then actually, I mean, I had some ambitions again, right? So to do something bigger in life, and I started by the time I completed half of my lock-in, right? So I started looking out for different ideas which I could pursue, right? It was very clear that I want to be an entrepreneur again. Yeah.
Okay, so like the day the lock in period ended, was that like your last working day there? Were you like raring to go and try something new?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, because
okay.
as soon as it got over, I informed my co-founder much before that, hey, I will be moving out. So in 2019 only. So I mean that I was just waiting to get started as soon as possible. Yeah.
So, talk to me about how you identified the problem that you wanted to solve next. Like, how did you go about discovering what will you build next? And
Yeah. So the biggest learning from my Townscript experience was that though I was able to build a sizable business, but we started hitting the ceiling in terms of the number of customers, after some point of time, right? So actually, we realized after 7 8 years that event ticketing in India is not a large market. I mean, it will become a large market now after 10 years, but not now. I mean, it's not a pretty huge market at this point of time. So
Yeah, this because there are not so many people willing to pay for events. So I mean
it's
the
a
total.
yeah. Please, please.
No, no. I mean, like, please continue. Yeah.
It's the market is very premium sort of a market, right? So I mean, pehle first you look after your roti kapda makan, then only you go for something like an event, right? So which is a very luxury in life. So so for the that basic reason, I mean, India is was still not. I mean, it's a growing market, but not as large as something like Japanese wine market or a US market, which are like very mature market, and people have their basics sorted and they just go for events for leisure, right? So that did not happen in India. So yeah, so that's the primary sort of reason why I think the market was not very large, and then we started the operations in Southeast Asia also because of the same reason. So we expanded out of India, and after that, actually, while looking out for a new idea, so the primary reason was that I need a market which is so large so that I don't need to sort of think about the market size again. So I started looking out for different ideas, right? And financial services was one space, right, which I found that it's a pretty large market. Everyone needs a financial service, right? And even if you own a 1% of the market, right, so the market is so huge that, I mean, you can build a very large company out of it. So yeah, that was in 2019 when I actually, while looking for different ideas, that I actually sort of used my car insurance for the first time in my life as a first time car buyer. Somebody hit my car and I was literally shocked because I had given it for wash. I also was not in the car, and then I was literally shocked. And then actually, that was the first time I used insurance. And when I used insurance, and I found out that this is so exciting. I mean, I was like 27, 28 at that time, right? And then I thought that, hey, I think this financial service space had the likes of Scriptbox or the likes of Zerodhas of the world, who were building an investment app, robo advisory, and all of that was done. That is wealth creation. Then credit cards, there are so many companies now who are doing a great job. Lending, I mean, that's part of that. And then last thing which is left is insurance, right? So which at in 2019 nobody had looked at that point of time, right? So, and it's a huge market. And I started seeing this space from the B2B perspective, right? So when it comes to retail products, I mean, as an entrepreneur, B2B is my strength, right? I'm not a B2C guy, right? Built Townscript, it was a B2B driven marketplace. When it came to this time, right? So when it comes to retail product in insurance, I sort of saw that you have players like policy bazaars of the world where you can go and buy your insurance in few clicks. You can do your self car inspection, and then the policy will get issued to you through APIs real time from the insurer. But when it comes to B2B, the whole process of buying to administration is happening manually over phone calls and emails today. Even today, by the way, even when we both are talking today. So I thought that, hey, this is a huge space. This does not have tech, and B2B is my strength as an individual. I think this check boxes all my questions and all my, I mean, to be in the space at the right time, right? So the timing is important, market is important, and your ability to execute is also very important, right? So I think all were getting checked, and I decided like, hey, I think I need to jump in very quickly into this. And very interestingly, I mean, then COVID came in. So, yeah. So, I mean, first of all, I mean, yeah, that's how I came to the idea. Right? Yeah.
Did you want to sell all insurance policies in a B2B, like including all general insurance policies, or like what was the focus? Like,
Yeah, so see, problem persists in all the policies right now. Okay, so even we both are talking today. So you have different types of policies from fire, liability, employee insurance, and the problem still exists. Okay, but if I see employee insurance, right? So it's a very the product is very high frequency claim, but low severity product. I mean, the frequency of claim is very high, but severity of the claim is low. I mean, you get just sick, and that's all. So, so it requires a lot of handholding in terms of administration, and people have been administering it very manually through phone calls and emails. So I thought, I mean, this is one product. I mean, see, fire and all those kind of product, right? That is just priced. I mean, there are two, three problems here. One is price discovery. Once you discover the price, you need a good experience also, right? But when there are in employee insurance, because there are a lot of claims that keep on coming, and you need to do a lot of monthly endorsements and all of that. So there's a lot of administration work that goes on, which happens manually. But when it comes to other products like fire, liability, it is just price discovery, right? So which is happening manually today, right? I mean, it requires some bit of good amount of consulting as well, right? Insurance consulting. So I thought that employee insurance is one space where you need price discovery also, you need administration also, and you need claiming of the service also, which needs to happen. I think it requires a lot of technology to get into it. So that's why we sort of
Like that's a
uh,
bigger market to
bigger
chase
market
instead of.
also, bigger problem also, and again, there is a value of tech also more in that. And however, that doesn't stop us to get into other insurance whenever we want to, right? But today, and more data as well, right? You get into employer-employee relationship. So slowly, our idea evolved from corporate insurance to employee insurance to a full stack employee benefits platform.
Hmm, hmm, hmm,
Yeah.
hmm. Okay, okay, okay. Got it. Okay. So, what was your last working day at Townscript?
31st December 2020.
Hmm, hmm. Okay. So, first Jan, you started working on this. So, tell me about the evolution from there. Like, you must have had some plans in place by the time COVID hit. Did COVID supplement those plans, or did you make a pivot? Like, talk to me about that whole product, discovering a product market fit, doing the go to market.
Yeah, so I mean, by the time I sort of, I mean, it was, I mean, one last 1 year has been like a lot of accelerated. I mean, whatever I did in 1 year, I would have done in 1.5 or 2 years because I slogged really hard in last 1 year for multiple reasons. So the market, I mean, I thought this idea is only I have this idea, but I found out that there are two, three more other guys also have the same idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, and that always happens, right? So if
Yeah, yeah,
you are the only
yeah.
one having that idea, right, that's also a problem. So, and then COVID came in, right? So I was supposed to leave a little earlier from my previous organization. So, but I think the transition had to be done properly, and then actually because of COVID, my time there got extended. Then I was seeing people coming in this space also because of COVID. So the it all got so fast accelerated in last 1 year. Then I was actually honestly speaking in dilemma whether I should start or not. But when I started, it's like, boss, there's no turnaround now. You have to go all out. And I used all my experience of building previous company. I got my co-founder. I mean, I connected with my co-founder like in Feb 2020 only. We were actually anticipating to start, and then after that,
He was like a tech co-founder, or
yeah,
what?
he's
Like,
my co-founder and CTO. Yeah, so Manish Mishra is his name. So he was director of engineering in Mindtickle. So yeah, and ClearTax. So then we started out, and within 6 7 months we onboarded 70. Within 3 4 months we onboarded 70 companies. We raised our seed round of 3.5 million, and we accelerated. Now we have 250 companies working with us, and all of that. I mean, all of this what I'm telling you happened in. Now we have 70 employees on our payroll. All of that happened in 6 7 months. I mean, it's been a crazy ride. I mean, I actually, it's like, I mean, the market is so moving so fast that you need to match up with the pace of the market, right? So it all happened very fast. Yeah.
Like, tell me about that, getting it off the ground. Like, what did you build initially and show to your first few customers? How did you get those first few customers on? Like, some people say, okay, let me get first few customers manually, and I'll keep building as I'm onboarding. Was that the approach you took, or
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
tell me
yeah.
about.
Yeah, so I mean, see, the value of being in startup ecosystem for almost 8 years is that you make a lot of friends. I mean, who are there to support you, right? So, I mean, first 30 companies are my friends. I mean, they just signed up because it was me who was reaching out to them, and then I mean, I'm very thankful to them. So they just supported us, and then product was very basic, honestly speaking. So I said, like, first, I mean, I am a believer of that product is an enabler of the business, right? So it's not the business, right? So it helps you build a business. So business comes first. You start building, you start learning from your customer, and then you build a great product for them. So we moved, we built an MVP, and then we started selling like crazy that. And because anyways in the whole ecosystem there was no product as such, we were moving from no product experience to product experience. I mean, they were managing manually before that. Yeah.
Okay. Like, tell me about how you onboarded these first few customers. Then, did you need to get like a insurance broker license, and did you like work with health insurance companies also for some API integrations and linking with their systems and all of that? Or tell me about that product journey. Like,
Yeah, so we got the broking license. I mean, IRDI has been very supportive. So we are a certified distributor right now. And we started out building APIs. I mean, so as we both are talking still, I mean, the tech is still in a very nascent stage when it comes to group insurance as a product, right? So we're still building APIs actually on from insurer side. However, there are one more part in this game, which is the TPA who processes the claim. Luckily, some of them have APIs, right? So, and they have offered us the APIs, and we are working along with them to build the claim side of experience and to build the endorsement side of experience, which is like administration bit.
why does a TPA exist? Why doesn't an insurance company process claims on their own? Because it's their product. They are taking the risk. They are paying the money. Why do they outsource claim processing and not do it in house?
See, I mean, some of them have in-house TPA also, right? So, like for example, lot many of them like ICICI Lombard, Care Health Insurance or Star Health Insurance. So these guys have their in-house TPAs. I think IRDA started only because of the same reason, right? So the insurers are very good at underwriting the risk, right? And but however, when it comes to, I mean, see, there are two things, right? In any this product, right? One is risk writing, right? So making an insurance product, then a product for then a service to distribute that. So they're manufacturing the insurance product. Then you can't be good at distribution so some people they are trying to do everything by their own. So for example, there's this insurance company called Echo. What they're doing is distribution also will own product, also risk writing also will be done by us, and claiming the service will also be done by us. So that's a kind of experience that they are trying to make. However, some of the guys they say that hey, we are good at underwriting the risks. We are not good at distributing and claiming it, so providing the service. So that's why IRDA came up with this TPA concept. And the TPA guys, they are very good at providing good service. Some of them are excellent, honestly speaking, right? I mean, we had the experience of dealing with them. So they are the ones who do the servicing when it comes to health insurance as a product. Insurers, they do the risk writing, and we do the distribution. Yeah. So actually, we work with both of them very closely. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Got it. I guess probably in the PSU insurance company mindset, the processing of claims must have been a major point of customer friction, which is why the TPA came in as a party to enable that to happen better. Like, the thinking of the legacy of why a TPA exists.
Maybe, but I mean, some of the PSUs are very, very professional as well. So, I mean, yeah, I know they are very good at writing the risk, but I mean, they decided to outsource the claim experience. Yeah, that's true. I mean, good to know that you know some you know about this space. Yeah.
So you are then, on the one hand, the insurance company is the manufacturer who's providing you products. So they have like a menu of products which you are listing on your website, and then employers who are getting onboarded can choose which product they want, or maybe they have an account manager who helps them choose which product for their employees. And then the like adding employees to that product, like adding employees to the coverage and all that, is happening through you, and which is that information is going to the insurance companies. So that is one part. And then when the company's employee is filing for a claim, then he can file the claim on Pazcare, and then you are able to directly send it to the TPA and with all necessary documents and make that process faster.
Correct, correct. So what we are doing is we are saying that, hey, sometimes people get confused. Who is my service provider? Is it the insurer, is the broker, or is the TPA? I mean, it's very confusing, right? So what we are saying is we are the platform for you. All of these guys are in the backend. We will own the whole experience for you. That's the change that we are bringing through tech. Yeah. So TPA is integrated in the backend, insurer is integrated in the backend. We are the distributing channel, and we are owning the whole experience of the customer. It's all platform driven. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, how does a employer onboarding happen? Like, do they see a menu of products and they can pick and choose and get a estimate of how much will be the premium amount for it, or is there an account manager who understands and then sends them a quote, or like how is that
So
process like?
it's DIY. I mean, you can check for what kind of parameters you want. You can choose what you want, and then once you choose, then you can just go and buy that through, and you can get consultation also through us. So our we are like make my trip, right? So you can, I mean, you come, you see which all airlines are there, and then whichever you find convenient for yourself, you can just buy that. That's how the model that we follow as a company, and that's what how we differentiate also. So we are a marketplace. Yeah. So I mean, it's all DIY or assisted DIY, you can say. So when it's this fresh, then it is very DIY. When it is a renewal, then it's a mix of both. Yeah.
Okay, got it. And what about like collecting the premium and all of that? So the company needs to, like, you will send an invoice to the company every month that you added 4 employees this month, and this is the additional premium you need to pay. And like, how
Correct.
does that happen? Okay.
Correct. Yeah, that is how it works. Yeah. So we are automating all of that. So whatever we did in events, right, for event organizers, we are doing the same here for the employers. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And how does a company educate its employers that this is your policy, this is what is available, this is what you can claim, this is what you need to submit when you claim, and stuff like that, like when they are a Pazcare customer?
Exactly. So yeah, we have aggregated all of that into saying, hey, Pazcare is our employee benefits partner. Go on there. This is your login. Go and check. That's all. You will get everything on your platform. Yeah. So earlier, I mean, if you're providing like three types of insurances, right? So term life or health insurance or a personal accident worth of cover, you have three different insurers and you send three different emails to them, right? So it's a very sort of, you can say, very inconvenient for the end user, and they don't know what's my TPA, what's my health insurer. For them today is only one thing, which is Pazcare. That's all. Yeah. So that's how we send out an emailer. We sounded communication to all the employees.
Understand this point. So, like, another guest of the podcast is Plum Insurance, and in fact, even Nova also will get released soon. I've had that conversation also. So, I want to understand how Pazcare is different from Plum and Nova.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, how we all are different from each other, right? So, I think that,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, first of all, I think when we see from the distribution model that we're following, right? In their case, in Plum's case, they're a corporate agent, right? So, which actually means that they are the representative of insurers, right? And they work with 2 to 3 insurers, right? So at one point of time. So, and in our case, we follow marketplace approach, right? Which gives us flexibility to work with all the insurers, right? So, and actually, we are the representative of customer. So we make insurers bid for your account. Technically, that's the, I mean, at execution level, that's the difference. I mean, in their case, I mean, that model works for very small companies actually, right? So my customer base is also relatively like sort of larger accounts, so more than 100 employees, right? So yeah, so I'm more like a bidding platform for insurers to bid for your account, and they're more like, hey, you can quickly go on the platform and buy insurance. Yeah, that's the difference.
Okay, okay. So because they are an agent, so they are able to do more customization of policies and therefore create products which suit very small businesses also. And in your case, how do is it actually bidding? Like, do you actually get the customer's details and then present it to the insurers, and whoever gives the lowest premium, then
Yes,
that is okay,
yes, that's how it
okay.
works, right? So I actually give options to my insurers to choose from. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So it's not like a customer comes in and picks, say, Birla or whatever, one of these insurance companies, but he says, okay, this is my employee base, these are the benefits I want. And then after, like, say, a day or so, you give him the lowest quotes, something like that. Is that how it
Yes,
happens? Like,
yes. He can always tell us his preference also. I mean, if he has an insurer preference. So, but no, I mean, that's how we are like a bidding platform for insurers to bid for your customer's account. That's all. That's how you can, that's how we differentiate actually. Yeah.
mm-hmm. But doesn't this increase friction, because now it's not a click and buy, but it's, I guess, with a high value purchase, it doesn't matter, right? If they have to wait for a day to get the lowest quote.
See, for low value purchase, we have algorithms in place, right? Which is like a first time buyer. I'll get you pricing. I'll show you the best quotes from all the insurers, right? You can choose from any of them. For a high value purchase, anyways, you can wait. I mean,
Hmm. Yeah, you can wait.
uh,
Absolutely.
there's no, I mean, anyways, they don't take decision. I mean, it's a consulting process, right? So
Yeah,
you don't
yeah, yeah.
take a decision very quickly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, okay, okay. So then I think a lot depends on your relationship with insurance companies to really get them to give you good pricing for your customers, right? And how did you go about building that up?
Yeah, so see, I mean, more than relationship, it's more like how much business you give to them, right? Slowly, when you start giving them business, so they start valuing you as a partner, right? And more importantly, how good quality business are you giving to them, right? So it's also important for you to understand that the insurers should also make money in the whole game, right? So this business, which is the group insurance, right, has been primarily like loss making for many of them, right? So the idea is that how can we make it profitable in the longer term for them? Yeah, yeah.
Why has it been loss making? Because they're not able to accurately predict how much will be the
It's
claim payout.
very competitive for them also, right? So yeah, and they have been focusing. All of them have been focusing on large clients, right? So Infosys or HCL of the world, right? But the major big market which somebody like me is focusing is in the mid or small segment, right? So that is very badly underserved right now. So that's where the opportunity lies. Yeah,
So you're looking at, say, 100 to 1,000 headcount size
correct,
companies. Like,
correct.
okay, okay, got it. Okay, and is there a is there a long term opportunity of building a moat using data? Because you would get data of claims of various people. Would that, like, be a value add that you can give to insurers to help them underwrite better and stuff like that? Like, is data a moat here? Like,
Of course, right. So, see, today I'm understanding that you have, in terms of the data, right? So, I'll have all your data, which is lying in the Excel sheets of insurers and brokers, will come in my platform. How you buy, how you behave, right? What type of claims you do. So, imagine one day when I am sitting on a data of 1 million people, right? How their behavior is, then how much value I can create for you as an insurer is immense. And not only insurer, I as a for my customer also, I can create an immense amount of value, right? So
Give me example, like what can you do with that data?
see, I know what kind. So, for example, if I have like 1 million people, out of them, like for example, 50,000 people did a claim, for example, this year, I know what kind of claims are happening, right? What's the frequency of a particular claim at a large level, right? So, imagine you're sitting on such a huge amount of data, then you can tell insurers that, hey, instead of you charging for that particular disease for which there is no claim, why don't you give a discount there and charge here where you're getting claims, right? So I can help them underwrite a better product which is more profitable for them in the longer term, right? So ultimately, you write risk based on your previous data as well. I mean, that's a very important metric, right? So how your previous year's data was, right? And honestly speaking, it's very human driven right now. Can I productize the whole experience is the question. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And here it would not just be data from their set, but you would be able to give them insights across different insurers on what's happening, which
Exactly. So that's the main sort of point, right? So that's actually very important also, right? So otherwise, I just have the data of the underwriting, the risk writing which I did. Here, somebody is giving me the insights on the risk writing which is happening throughout the industry. That's more exciting, right? More helpful for all the people.
but will this be a like a paid product? Do you see that as a paid product or as a value added free service?
At this point of time, we haven't thought about it, like how what will we do with this, but definitely it will be a value add for lot many of them. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Okay. And how will you help the purchasers of policies, the corporates, employers?
See, eventually, if I'm able to sort of get the more data, right, I am able to help them create customized products for my customers, right? Which will eventually help my customers. Not only that, I can create custom products which are actually useful for my customers, right? And I can add more products, right? So, for example, we created a product where if your employer is giving you like a 5 lakhs worth of cover, right? So you can increase it by 20 lakhs by yourself, right? So you can make it a 25 lakhs worth of cover. You don't need to go and buy a retail policy if you're with Pazcare. It's very inefficient because either you will use your company's policy or you will use your own policy. But if you use Pazcare, we make it more efficient, right? So you can use your company's policy over and above your own policy. All of these innovation is what we are bringing in the product. Yeah.
That's a great unlock because a lot of people do that. The corporate policy is not enough, so they buy a second policy. Now, when you need to claim, then there are two separate claiming processes to follow, and yeah.
That's very inefficient, right? So better to not use like a one ecosystem, right? So which is more efficient. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you said that you are a employee benefits platform, not just insurance. So what else is there? What insurance plus what?
Yeah. So moved from health insurance, then we do life insurance. It's one of our major product lines, right? And we are seeing a lot of great adoption of that product. Then personal accident cover. Then we do primary healthcare as well. Yeah.
So these are like sold one-on-one to employees. I don't think companies give
employers.
life insurance.
No, companies give. Yeah. So we have done
Leadership or okay.
in fact for everyone. Yeah. So now people have started giving that as a product, right? So I was also surprised when I got into this space, but it's a hot selling product at this point of time. Not many companies are giving. Yeah. 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 I mean, for example, Mindtickle is my client, right? So they give, they give group health insurance, personal accident, and life insurance also to their employees. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay. And this, I guess, because talent is increasingly scarce and people are competing for talent, so this becomes a way to compete.
Definitely. I mean, see, if your employer is providing you a life cover, right, and not just health cover. I mean, it's a big deal right now, right? And how much does it cost? It just costs you 4,000 a year to provide a life cover. And I think the best thing you can do for any employee is to buy him a life cover. Honestly speaking, I mean, many of them are single earners. Their wives or their husbands are not working. They have dependent parents, right? And suddenly you have something, and then if your three times of your salary is being taken care of, which is like your 3 years of earnings, then your family can bounce back, right? So, I mean, and actually, we are negotiating on salaries like crazy right now these days, on especially on developer salary, right? So, but if you have, I think you should negotiate if your other guy is giving you a life cover or not, right? So,
Right.
I mean, that's what I feel as an employer also, right? So I think, and now employers are going beyond, and they are actually providing these kind of benefits to their employees. So very good times for employees, and actually, as the company is maturing, right? Sorry, as the economy is maturing, I think these will become standard products. Yeah, especially the life cover as well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what other benefits besides these insurance products?
So currently we're focusing on health benefit of the employee, right? So, but soon we want to go beyond health and get into other financial benefits as well. Yeah.
Like, give me examples. Like what's on the roadmap?
For example, like you can I mean, you can manage your provident fund through our platform, draw your salary faster than before the month gets over. All of these things going to get into. Yeah. So
Like a
we're just
early salary.
yeah, yeah. So earned wage, right? So the whole idea is that we are not a healthcare company at this point of time. We are an employee benefits platform. Yeah.
Okay. So
And that's also a differentiator in the longer term. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right, right. So this means essentially that like adding credit, like insurance is already there, then adding credit to it as would be another big service line. So this credit you will add through an in-house product, or you'll collaborate with who do like this early salary kind of product.
So at this point of time, we haven't actually thought a lot about it, but yes, that's on top of our mind, like if we should do it. Yeah. But yes, I think we want. I mean, honestly, we want to do everything around employer employee. That's the whole plan. Yeah. Yeah.
Probably even if someone needs a personal loan, then that could also get added here, and home loan and like a lot of credit products because I mean, every bank and NBFC wants to target salaried people as the base, like that's the best base for them to target, and you could then have a pretty strong distribution network for banks and NBFCs to offer home loans, personal loans, and the whole bouquet of credit products to this.
Yeah. So I mean, imagine we are sitting amongst the employer employee. We are their trusted service provider. Now we can do a lot over and above what we are doing today. So insurance is the first thing which you provide to your employee after salary. So I mean, once you get into the employer-employee system, you can do a lot beyond that. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
mm. So essentially, you are eating Cred's cake.
No, no, no. I mean, we're too
Like
small.
as of now, but they are also targeting that same well-paid Indian category, like people who have good salary, steady income, and offering them a lot of
Different
products and
products.
services,
Yeah.
and you are also going through that, but through the B2B route instead of a B2C route, so your burn will be a lot lesser. You don't need to spend on like getting a cricketer to promote you for example.
Yeah, I mean, see, there are pros and cons, but yeah, I mean, I don't want to compare ourselves with somebody like Cred because I mean, we are too small. I mean, we just want to be humble and yeah, just don't want to compare with them because they're too big right now. Yeah, yeah.
But you do see that as a vision, right? I mean that's what it seems it would eventually become to me, like say 10 years, 5, 10 years. I mean,
Yeah, I think we want to focus on the context of employer-employee, and I think they're a consumer company, right? So whatever employer can provide to employee, we want to provide that. We want to be in a channel for that. That's the plan. Yeah. I mean, the context is also important. So there are consumer company, right? So I just want to have that context of employer-employee in the whole game. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. And so, how do you do customer acquisition? I guess it must be largely offline approach, right? Like reaching out and calling and.
It's a mix of both inbound and outbound. So we receive a lot more inbound as well. Like every day we get like 2-3 customers coming on our platform and
How is that? Like
requesting
people are searching for something like this.
insurance
Like
for the team. Yeah,
okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
now it's becoming a pull product from push product. Yeah. So we see a lot of demand there as well. Yeah.
Okay. 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 Yeah, I guess maybe the smaller sized deals would be happening through inbound, and bigger
Yeah.
size, maybe you have a sales team which goes
Correct.
out and chases.
Correct. That's true. That's correct.
Yeah, and so you said you have about 70 people in the company right now. So tell me about them. Like what is the split of these, and how many in your tech, how many in sales, how many in customer care, and
Yeah, so we are almost like 40, 60, 40 in tech, 16 sales and marketing and support. And we have a very strong leadership team with the director of sales from Zeta, and then head of strategy, ex entrepreneur. Then my co-founder is from NIT. Then pretty strong leadership team on both product and tech side from Redbus, Yahoo, and insurance companies like Lombard and Marsh. So we built a pretty strong team around that. Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. Got it. Okay, cool. What is the number of people covered? Like like you were giving me an example of like if you have data of 1 million people, what is the current number? Like how many people are covered in insurance through the
We are
platform?
we are almost 100,000 right now in terms of number of lives and more than 250 customers right now.
Okay, okay. And what do you earn from the premium payout? Like, is it like a single digit percentage of that, or
It's a on an average it's a 7.5% take rate.
okay? Okay, okay. And so, what kind of run rate are you estimating to have, like, say, a year or two down the line? Like, what's your target?
So the target is to do like, in terms of business, right? If you ask me business metrics, so we want to do 300 crore worth of premiums in the coming financial year is what we are targeting. It's a huge market, so there's an ample space for everyone to do that, and pretty excited about that. So yeah, growing pretty fast as a company as well. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And have you raised funds for Pazcare so far?
Yeah, so we raised a round of around $3.8 billion total in total from BNext and 314 Capital and the likes of founder from of Bharat Pay and Licious founders and Bookmyshow founders are our investors. Yeah, Kunal Shah is also an investor.
This was the Spotlight presented by The Podium. To listen to more such interesting conversations, log on to thepodium.in.